Welcome, I'm Elisa and this is Mo, and we'll go for some yoga focusing on the ankles, knees and hips. So we start lying down onto the back slowly, checking that we are supported through our back. We're lengthening our neck, lengthening our lumbar spine, starting with the palms pressing down at a little bit of a distance from our legs. And we're starting a movement through the ankles, so that's a dorsi and plantar flexion through the ankles, and we do 10. So we'll be pointing the toes away and then pulling them towards our chest with a full range going from front to back. Inhaling and exhaling. Doing this another couple of times. And now maintaining the foot flat, so that means that the toes are pointing upwards and we have a hammer foot, looks at a 90-degree angle. We start lifting one leg at a time towards the ceiling, very gently and slowly without forcing the movement. So inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. And you can alternate legs, or you can repeat 10 times on the same leg and then swap. If you're having lower back problems and you find this is a little bit uncomfortable for your lower back, then what can be done is one leg can be bent and the lower back can be pressing a little bit further down, or your hands can move underneath your bottom and you can support your back as you do the hip flexion and you do the leg lift. So inhale up, exhale down. Try to move very slowly with control. So it's not too much of an explosive movement, or we're not trying to make the range very big. We're trying to use the muscles at the front of the hip. Use our hip flexors, our abdominals, our quads, the tibialis anteriors. All of these muscles want to be active. Once we've done 10 and 10 on each leg, slowly return down and we flex the knees so that we're coming into a crook, supine crook position, palms pressing firmly down onto the floor and starting rolling the pelvis up into shoulder bridge so that the chest sinks down and the pelvis lifts up. And then inhale and slowly come back down. We're going exhaling, rolling up. Inhale and slowly, one vertebra at a time, we return the lower back and then the pelvis to the floor. We do this another 3 times, still feeling that the tip of the shoulder blades are going down towards your back pockets, that your abdominals are supported, that there's even amount of weight on both legs. The feet are firmly anchored into the ground, the back of the shoulders is firmly anchored also to the floor. Your abdominals are pulled in, your waistline, it's all very defined, and slowly returning the pelvis down. We open the feet wider than mat distance, or as wide as the mat, and stretch the arms to the sides at shoulder level and start twisting the pelvis in one direction as the head twist in the other direction. So this is a windshield wiper and we rotate from right to left. It's a full rotation, going for as far as you feel comfortable. So again, if you suffer from back pain or any joints problems, neck problems, the range will be according to how you feel comfortable. It should be a nice gentle stretch. And a couple more on each side. Going with the breath. Slow, long, deep breath. Exhaling, twist fully. Inhale, going through the center. And slowly we return to the center. We return our legs into the middle, returning the feet at hip distance, and the hands either side of the pelvis, palms pressing down. From here, stomach engaged, we're moving the right leg in a tabletop position so that the knee is right on top of the hip, and starting extending the leg as your toes are pointing up and flexing and moving down into a flexion of the knee. So we go extension of the knee and flexion of the knee. Inhale, extend, exhale and flex. And as we do this movement, the focus is on pointing the toes on the way up and flexing the heel on the way down. Very gentle again, taking our time, using a full breath in, a full breath out. So last one. Now we're hugging the back of the right thigh with both hands, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh and pressing our left leg away from us, having the leg on the left leg still quite active and pressing down onto the floor. We point the toes and extend our right knee all the way so that we're having now a nice straight leg, starting circling our ankle and doing 10 circles clockwise, 10 circles counterclockwise. So full rotation, allowing your toes also to be moving, flexing and extending, changing direction after 10, ensuring that the knee stays straight. We support our thigh to allow the lower back to be more at ease and the abdominal also. Once you've done 10 and 10, come into a flat foot, so that it looks like a hammer foot, and we start to invert and avert or deviate our ankle from right to left. So we're moving the inside of the foot towards one direction and then the outside towards the other direction, so that the plantar part of the foot is facing one side and then the other. Then we slowly release, returning into a toes pointed position, flexing the knee, maintaining the hands behind the thigh. We pull the knee even further up into the chest, and then only the right hand will be reaching around the inner right thigh. We pull the knee slightly to the side to come into a hip opening position. Inhaling, returning the thigh through the center. Exhaling, now it's only the left hand on the outside of the right thigh, and moving the leg slightly across so that we're now closing in, going slightly across, maintaining both buttocks still down towards the mat. Returning to the center and slowly sliding, placing the foot onto the mat first and slowly sliding the leg away, starting onto the other side. So we're flexing the knee at a 90-degree angle. If you feel comfortable here, you don't have any lower back problems, your right leg can be extended or you can keep it bent as we've done before. And then maintaining the leg supported by itself, so using your hip flexors, we're starting full extension of the knee and flexion, pointing the toes on the way up and flexing on the way down. So we go point and flex. Inhale, exhale. 10 times at slow pace, aligning your thigh over your hip, checking that the position is maintained throughout the repetitions. So only flexing and extending through the knee, trying to minimize any movement at the hip level. And then we extend. Last one. Moving the hands around the thigh, Checking that the shoulders are still pressing down towards the floor, and we point the toes and extend the leg fully up. Maintaining this leg position, starting to circle your ankle and doing 10 circles clockwise, 10 circles counterclockwise. Moving very slowly with control, trying to pass through each and every point of this circle. Once you've done 10 in one direction, following a full deep breath, we change direction. And trying to maintain the leg fully straightened. No tension in the jaw, no tension around your facial features, everything relaxing. And then we flatten the foot at the hammer position. Spread the toes wide and point them down towards your hip. You start to deviate or avert and invert your ankles so that you're moving sideways. And you're trying to do 10 in each direction. Feeling the side of the shin working, inside, outside, all of the muscles around the ankle. Straightening the knee, feeling that engagement of the lower leg as well. And once you've done 10, we flex the knee again. Moving the leg even closer to our chest so that the thigh is resting onto our rib cage. Pressing the right hip all the way down, right thigh all the way down into the floor. And then from there, the left hand holds on the inside of the left thigh. We move slightly sideways. So drawing our left leg towards the left. Inhaling, moving through the center. Exhale and moving slightly across so that now our left leg is coming slightly to the right, but still both sides of the bottom are to the ground. We return to the center and extend both legs away for a second. Stretching the arms wide, shoulder level to the sides. Moving the heels as wide as the mat and rotate inside and out through your toes so that the toes are pointing towards one another and then they're pointing sideways. So it's an internal, external rotation of your thigh bone into your hip socket. We're coming back to the center, returning the arms down, sliding our heels onto the floor, bringing both knees into the chest, bringing the right hand onto the right shin, left hand onto the left shin, and circling the legs around into big circles. We do 10 clockwise, 10 counterclockwise. As wide circles as possible, again without feeling that it's uncomfortable at any time. You want to go for a big range, but still a range that feels suitable for you today at this moment. And changing the direction, going really wide. Breathing as we rotate, sinking down into the mat, allowing the movement to come naturally, inviting more and more into our joints. And once you've done 10 and 10, return the legs into the middle, returning the sole of the feet onto the floor in a supine crook position, and slowly we rotate towards one side, pressing our hands onto the floor, and coming up into a sitting or a kneeling position. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.
Thank you so much.